Hey everyone, just wanted to make a video showing the different type of bushings and rod ends and kind of how they work and what they do. So here's our OEM bushing on an A86 lower control arm in the rear, 4-link, what have you. The first thing you might notice is there's some teeth on this guy, on this inner sleeve. And that's because this inner sleeve is not supposed to rotate. It doesn't rotate. The bushing doesn't rotate around it. It's molded to it. So when this gets clamped in the bracket, the position of that inner sleeve stays where it's at. And as this control arm moves up and down, side to side, that rubber will actually flex around that inner sleeve and then spring back. So this piece isn't rotating around it. It kind of acts like a loaded coil spring, so to speak. And then here is a polyurethane bushing with a separate inner sleeve. So that inner sleeve is separate from the bushing on this one. Remember on this guy it's molded to it. On this guy it's separate. This acts like a bearing basically. So when you clamp this down into your bracket with your hardware, this whole assembly rotates around that sleeve theoretically. So that's why you got to put grease and load that up with grease. So that way that it has that sliding action. So these work great on, I guess that'd be an axial motion, radial motion, whatever. But the things that these don't work great on is side to side, so articulation. So it's manageable when you have like a one-piece lower control arm or drive shaft, 4-link. Or something like a panhard where it's not articulating. It's just moving in on that one plane. But the thing is, on a rear end, you have articulation. You know, one side goes up, the other side goes down. So that's not too much of a problem. When you have a one-piece, it will bind. But when you have a one-piece lower control arm, not that big of a deal. But when you have an adjustable one, there is the ability, I'm not going to say I've ever really seen it too much. I mean, if you got these parts on your car, you should be doing nut and bolts after every track day, getting under your car, making sure everything's tight. But when you have an adjustable one, if it binds, it could be putting enough pressure on there to break that loose. So then you'd end up with a loose, I guess, bushing housing. And then we have our standard rod end, Heim joint, rose joint, whatever, depending on what part of the world you're from. And you can see this guy articulates around very nicely. But people complain, I guess, about there's really no sound dampening or vibration dampening between this inner ball and the sleeve that it rides on. These guys ride on a thin sleeve of PTFE, which is a friction inhibitor, but that's not really doing anything for sound. So people complain that the ride is a little harsh or loud. I don't know. I think if it's for a track car, you really want that feel, but that all comes down to personal preference. So I'm kind of toying with the idea of using these guys. So these are called Johnny joints. And inside the housing of these, so here's the blank housing, it is, you have this metal inner sleeve with the ball, and then polyurethane cups that go over each side. So that will actually allow for some articulation, well, for as much articulation as you would have on a rod end. So here you can see it articulates. So I don't know, I'm toying with putting some of these on the products to help with vibration dampening. I know it's kind of a trade-off because these bushings are a little bit smaller, so the vibration dampening is probably not going to be as good as it would on something like this, some big polyurethane bushing like that. But for an adjustable 4-link, I think it negates or takes away the possibility of them breaking loose. So I don't know. Let me know what you think.